What's going on, guys? China's Guy here. Today's video will be another episode of a series called Learning to Snipe, and we'll be taking a look at the China Rising DLC's L96A1. So I decided to do the L96A1 because I really haven't seen many videos on this bolt-action sniper rifle, so I want to be one of the first to break down this rifle, and some of you guys requested it, and I actually do enjoy using this rifle. The L96, or the Accuracy International Arctic Warfare Rifle, as you can probably tell from the name, was a rifle designed for Arctic warfare. This rifle originated from the United Kingdom and has been used by many countries, mostly European countries, since 1982. This gun has been seen in a few Battlefield games here before, and they include Battlefield 2, Battlefield Play for Free, and of course Battlefield 3, but in the Back to Corcan DLC. And actually in Battlefield 3, this gun kind of felt like it was pointless in my opinion compared to the J&G90 because it simply had slightly better stats overall. So if you used it, it was mostly because you liked the gun and you liked how it felt. So is this the case with Battlefield 4's L96A1? Let's just quickly take a look at the stats of the gun and we'll find out. Just like most bolt-action sniper rifles, except for the FYJS and the Scout Elite, the L96A1 carries the same damage model, doing a maximum damage of 100 and a minimum damage of 59. It starts off to drop at 12.5 meters and it drops off all the way down to 150 meters. And again, it is basically a one-shot kill within 12.5 meters if the enemy isn't running the defensive field upgrades. Now this gun has a fire rate of 48 rounds per minute and a bullet velocity of 550 meters per second and 310 meters per second if you're running the gun suppressed. Both fire rates and the bullet velocity are on the average side when compared to the other bolt actions. It has a good magazine capacity overall with 10 rounds in a mag and 1 in the chamber. It also has a reload time of 3.6 seconds when there's a bullet in the chamber and 4.65 seconds if there isn't, which is kind of slow when you're just looking at the bolt actions, which are more for medium to long engagements. Now we know some of the stats of the L96A1, we can start comparing these guns to the guns in the same category. They include the J&G90 of course, the SV98, the CSLR4, and the M40A5. I believe these 5 rifles, including the L96A1, are bolt-action sniper rifles which are more designed for medium to long-range engagements. One word which I can really describe this gun would be average. In every single one of these categories, there's nothing which will perform the worst and nothing the best. It is literally the center point when compared to the other 4 bolt actions. There are of course better rifles in this category that does much better in one thing, but at the same time it performs slightly worse in the other categories. The L96 brings the benefits of both worlds and it makes a gun which I would say is a great gun for medium ranges. Now let's finally answer the question of, is the J&G90 still better than the L96A1? And the quick answer to that question is yes, I think. There are simply more categories which the J&G90 has an advantage over the L96A1. It has a slightly longer effective range at 2,800 meters instead of the L96A1's 2,750 meters. It reloads 25% faster at 2.7 seconds instead of 3.6 seconds when there's a bullet in the chamber, and 10% faster at 4.2 seconds instead of 4.65 seconds where there isn't. Plus, the bullet speed travels 10 meters per second faster on the J&G90 than on the L96A1. But there is one advantage that the L96A1 has over the J&G90, and that is the fire rate. It fires 48 rounds per minute instead of 41 rounds per minute, so 7 rounds more. Now, I'm not sure if that's enough to balance out the playing field, but it certainly does help. There is also one deciding factor which makes this gun really good for me, and that is sound. Now, I know it sounds stupid, no pun intended, but I believe the most important factor that makes a gun good or bad is the feeling of it and how it feels and how it sounds. Now, I can say the Th3 Recon is pretty good because I really like the way it feels. It shoots very well, and I can do the same thing with the L96A1. I believe the sound of the L96A1 sounds powerful and good, and I just like the L96A1 in general, so I just tend to do better with that gun. But that's just my opinion. Some of you guys could be doing way better with some other gun than I could be doing with the L96, and they will probably say this gun completely sucks and they just don't like how it is. And I understand, because there is some guns like that for me, and I just think that sometimes guns and how it feels could be the deciding factor. Again, the sound of the gun sounds really powerful, which I find that Battlefield games has a hard time to do. Most of these gun sounds in Battlefield 3 kinda sounded like wet farts, especially when they're suppressed. Battlefield 4 is much better, but it is still lacking something, and the L96 does sound awesome to me. So in my opinion, this gun works very well at long-ish ranges. It works both as a aggressive recon rifle and a rooftop camper rifle. I would say put the 8x scope on it with the 14x variable zoom, and you got yourself one awesome rifle. Lastly, if I were to rate the gun out of 10 compared to the other bolt actions, I would give the L96A1 a 7.5 out of 10. It would have gotten an 8 if it had slightly better stats. I felt like it was too average. Not much difference between it with the JNG90, just like how it was in Battlefield 3. But since I do enjoy using this gun and it feels awesome, I would have to at least give it a 7 and above. Anyways, that wraps it up for this episode of Learning to Snipe. I hope you guys enjoy watching this video, and I hope you guys learned something. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like and a comment down below. I would greatly appreciate it. I will continue to strive to be your #1 source of Battlefield 4 videos. Peace out, guys.